Okay, so you ready? So we have a midrash. Murad, you with me? We have a midrash that says the Bnei Yisrael am kerovo hadelukai, right? That Bnei Yisrael is treasured nation, is close nation, relative hadelukai. Marak Dosh Baruch Hu Israel. Im atem akrivi. If you bring close to the Torah, like it says in Nitzavim, ki karov elecha davar meod. That if you keep this davar, this Torah close to you, af ani akarev etchem. I'm going to become close to you. She'emad li Bnei Yisrael am kerovo hadelukai. So he's saying you study Torah. Right? Then I'm going to get close to you. That's the midrash. But the Zera Shimshon says, why? What's the purpose of bringing this midrash? Because if you look at the simple meaning of the words, it says, who is someone that is mekarev the Torah? If someone gets close to the Torah, he will have the zechut to be close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if that's true, what's it coming to teach us? We have a pasuk mefurash in Yitro. It says, "V'ayim shamot tishmu bekoli v'item li segula." So what do I need? It says the same exact thing in a parasha. What is the midrash bringing me? Right? And also, why does this midrash have to teach the same thing in two pesukim? As opposed to the pasuk in Yitro is already one pasuk. Right? And also, if you look at and even by logic, you can learn from Hillel Zakir in Sukkah, which I happen to have here. Okay? That says, Ima ta tavo lebeti, gam ani avo lebetecha. If you come to my house, I'll come to your house. Which means, right, like you make a house, you go to shul, you take kids to shul, stuff like that. Then Hashem's going to come back with you because it's a place where you need to be. So or the place that He wants to be. So the question is, what is this midrash teaching that we're not already learning from two or three other places? The Yesh Roman, now we bring a Gemaran Avodah Zarah that Rava brings a machloket, brings a contradiction. The pasuk in Tehillim says, "Betorat Hashem ubtorato yegei yomam v'layla." Right? Betorat Hashem, and then it's Ubtorato Yegei Yomam V'Layla. Which one is it? The beginning it says that it's Hashem's Torah, but then in the same pasuk it says it's the guy's Torah that he's going to learn day and night. So what does he say? It says in the beginning the Torah is called on Hashem's name because it's not yours. Right? Well, Basov at the end is going to be called on his. Why? When we start learning Torah, it still belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but we're starting to get closer and learning it little by little. It's very important that he writes me'at me'at. Because like Mr. Shim says, you can't change yourself quickly. And the rabbi in Ephraim, Rabbi Katz, also says you can't work on two midot at the same time, which I thought was psycho. I thought it was very good. You can't learn, right? So that's why Davke says me'at me'at. But even when you do that, it's not such shevach right away because you're still learning Hashem's Torah, and it's Hashem's. But now at the end, aval basuf, when you zocher the Torah, you're able to call it yourself. When you're able to say it outside. When you're able to learn something from within something, when you're able to really, say it, when it's yours, it becomes yours, right? And when he does that, there's no need for you to get closer to God, Kivyachol, because Hashem's going to either physically bring you closer to Him, or spiritually, whatever you want to say, or He's going to come to you. So you're not going to have to do much walking. Either He's going to grab you, or He's going to come to you. That's the whole concept of Torato, Yegei Yomam V'Layla. Right? And that's what the Midrash is coming to teach you. That if you get closer to the Torah, I'm going to get closer to you. That in the beginning, it's not going to be easy, but after a while, it's going to become a whole lot easier, which I'm sure experience yourself, which I did also. In the beginning, it was very hard. In the beginning, I felt like my bones were going to pop out of my skin. Legit. But you work on it. And eventually, you get a lot better. So that's the purpose of the Midrash, which is coming to teach you. Now the question is, you still have a question on the wording of the Midrash. The word of the Midrash says, Di b'nei Yisrael am kiravo, which means what it sounds like Hashem is making you his relative. But making you his relative, it brings other sources to show you that it brings a beautiful mashal, right? That a king that has one daughter, and another king comes and or a prince marries her, and he said, "Listen, this is the way of the world. You're supposed to marry her and take her back to your land, which makes sense. But do me a favor, make a room for me, because whenever I want to come visit her because I love her." Same thing what Hashem says with the Torah. I'm giving you my daughter. Just make a space in the house for me so I can come and visit her. I can hear your words of Torah. That's why talking Torah at the Shabbat table is very important, because you have malachim. You have malachim, physical, whatever. You have malachim there, right? That's what it says, b'shivtechem l'shalom, barichuni, right? Boi b'shalom. All these, who are you talking to? You're talking to the malachim. Shalom aleichem, malachei hasharet. Malachei hasharet. You're telling them hi. Because why? Because they're with you. So it's very important not to talk Devarim Betilim at the Shabbat table. So that's the kiviyachol. That's the place that the king wants. That's what Hashem wants. So you see a lot of these places that Hashem's compared to either he's your relative or he's compared to your father-in-law because you married his daughter. Okay. So and you have there's all different types of closeness. By the way, I heard Rabbi Mansell said once ago there's all the all the relatives. The Torah is compared to all types of relatives, relationships. The wife, the son, the daughter, this and that. There's one relationship it doesn't show. It's the mother-in-law. Everybody else has got. It's not the mother-in-law. Anyway, so the Gemara Sanhedrin, it shows all these different types of closeness, that even the side of the in-law, the father-in-law to the son-in-law. But if you understand this, you have a problem, and that's what's bringing the question that why he's saying if you're going to be my relative, or if I'm going to be your relative, how can you judge me? You can't judge me. Not only can you judge me, you can't even testify for me. Right? You can't testify if I'm learning Torah or not. Right? Because we know what it says, Shulchan Aruch, it's not possible for him to teach, right? Whatever. It's not. You can't be a judge or a witness. And even more than that, on the last one that he gives us, he brought us a Gemara in Yomah that says not only that Hashem is going to testify, but also the Torah itself will testify. And he says on the pasuk, Edut Hashem ne'emana, right? The Edut Hashem, with the Edut over here is talking about the Torah. It's believed, right? What does it mean? Believed? It's believed that they learned. So when you go up to Shemayim with the 120, the Torah is going to me'id, and he's going to say, yes, this guy studied Torah. Yes, he studied me. But the words of the Gemara, it makes it sound like he's going to acknowledge or testify that he studied me, but he will not testify that he did not study me. Not that he will, yes or no. Not that. It's either he will that he did, but he won't say that you didn't. So what's up with that? So what's it coming to teach you? We're comparing the Torah over here to a woman that's standing in front of a husband and telling people, no, he's my husband. Right? And when the husband doesn't contradict, she's believed. But if the woman is standing there and the husband says, she's not mine, I'm sorry, that the man says, no, she is my wife, and the woman says, no, he's not my husband, right? We do not believe her. We do not believe her. We talked about what in Kedushin, Samech Amud Aleph, what's it regarding? What's it referring? Excuse me. What's it referring to? Someone who that the husband can the husband marry the relatives of the woman? So if she says that he's married to me, then it doesn't work because the husband says no. I'm married to I am married to her, but the woman says no. He's not married to me. She's not believed. Right. So it's the same thing over here. The Torah is believed, right? Only on you can't. How do we explain it? We explained that the Torah is not
only yes. You could only testify that he did and not they didn't.
Like the woman with the woman next to the husband, like the wife next to the husband. If the husband says yes, or the woman says yes, but the husband doesn't say anything, then the woman's believed. The wife's believed. But if the wife says something and the husband argues or contradicts what he says, the woman's not believed. So same thing with the Torah. The Torah will acknowledge that you did learn, but he cannot. It's not believed if you say that you can't, that you didn't learn it. That answers the Torah. What about Hashem? What about Hashem himself? So this is a great answer. We say that if a person doesn't learn Torah, he's not called karov. He's not called a relative. If he's not called a relative, then Hashem can judge him all he wants, no problem. But now where the problem comes, if he is a relative, right? So if he is a relative, he can't teach, he can't judge him, lo lizchut v'lo lechoba, not for the good, not for the bad. Right? So what are we learning here? So he's learning out Livnei Israel Am Kiravo Aleluka is coming to teach you that he's not going to judge you. He's just going to give you because everything is his. Right? Hashem doesn't have to judge us. He's just going to give us from what he has. Why? Because we said the father's allowed to add on to the dowry, right? If he likes the son-in-law, then he likes him. He says, go ahead, give him more. And then remember we said the first question we ask is we have a pasuk in Yitro. It says Vayam Shamo Tishmu Bekuli. If you listen to me, you're going to be a treasure nation to me, and I'm going to give you everything. So what's the purpose of the midrash? And we answer that even more because what Rashi had a problem with the words Ki li kol haaretz. At the end of the pasuk, it says Im Shamo Tishmu Bekuli. If you listen to me, right? And you'll become a treasure nation for me, to me. Why? Because the pasuk ends by saying ki li kol haaretz, because everything is mine. So why? So Rashi asks, what is the purpose of saying ki li kol haaretz, right? And according to the way we learned, it makes perfect sense, because Hashem is saying, I'm going to give you an otzar, I'm going to give you, and I'm going to give you a lot of stuff, and I'm going to give it to you because I want to, not because I have to. I'm not going to have to judge you in order for you to get it. Right? Why? Why can I do this? Because everything's mine. Ki li kol haaretz. The whole land is mine, belongs to me, and that's a hesed shel hinam. That's a hesed. Hesed shel hinam means what? A free hesed. Hashem doesn't. Is not giving it to you because you deserve it. He's giving it to you because He wants to give it to you because He likes you.
Matan Sakkal.
Matan sakar. Matan means what?
Gift of reward instead of a payment of reward.
Right, and that's the sakar of the tzaddikim in olam haba. Like it says in Pirkei Avot, Matan secharan shel tzaddikim la'atid lavo. Why matan? Why is it a gift? Because it's not according to judgment. It's a gift that the father gives to his son-in-law because you married the Torah your whole life. It's unbelievable. It's gorgeous. No, it's really unbelievable. All right, we're almost done here. Now we know we have tzaddikim like Shemuel HaRamati, right? Shemuel HaNavi, who didn't want to take anything from anybody ever, right? What he separates, so what the pasuk says, Vayarim keren le'amo, right? He separates the keren, we said, means is the capital, from his nation. What does that mean? That in the beginning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes a treasure, right, with the Sachar Gadol. And where does he put it? He puts it in Olam Haba. He puts it in a CD account. And what do you do with a CD account and a savings account? You don't get to touch the keren, the principal you don't get to touch, but the fruits you get, right? It's like giving your money to a banker, and when you can pull it out whenever you want, but the interest, you live off the interest. And that's the end of the pasuk and Tehillim, where we said Livnei Se'am Kerabo, right? So we said Tehillah lechol hasidav. Why Tehillah lechol hasidav? Because he's allowing you to eat from the fruits, right? Even though he's putting the keren in Olam Haba. And why does he put the keren in Olam Haba? Why does he just wait until we deserve it and then he could just give it to us all at once? Because how do you get sechut? By learning Torah. And what happens when you learn Torah? You're his relative. And if you're his relative, he can't judge you. So Davka, he's putting it to you aside because he can, because ki li kol haaretz. It all belongs to me. And as Bezrat Hashem, the Zechut of Zera Shimshon of our learning, we should have Liki Lo Kol Haaretz. Hashem should be able to give us everything He wants to give us, right? Ad Belidai, right? And He should be able to give tzedakah until Hashem keeps giving it to you back. And He say the Hakiroti, right? Lachem Ad Belidai, and right, because until you, what does it says? Ad Belidai, until you say enough, until your mouth hurts by saying Hajja, enough, it's too much. I actually have a friend in Efrat, Toby Kram. He told me that he had a friend that experienced it. He said he had a friend, the guy was worth $100 million, and he said, I had to stop because it was just killing me. All the orders, everything, I just kept getting more and more and more, and it was killing me. And he closed up shop. He said, okay, I made enough. I'm enough. I'm good. I don't need any more than 100 mil.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
So give tzedakah. Don't count. Just give. Just give. Don't worry about it. Inshallah, you should be able to give a lot. Okay, Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.